There he is.
It's always so like annoying. They'll come in because I'm assuming they just clicked the ping, they join, and they just
Mm-hmm.
immediately leave. Ugh.
What's going on?
Whenever you boot up a stage, you have the option to at everyone that it's starting, and Eighth does that to tell people, "Hey, we got this going."
Mm-hmm.
And like, I think I've figured it out because this has happened every time that we've done it. People, and it's like a select certain people, they just join the stage immediately, and then they leave like 2 seconds later. And I think what's happening is they get the alert pop up, then they click on it, and then it posts them right into here. And it happens
Uh,
every time, and then they just leave.
Yep.
yeah.
Shepard doesn't, though. Shepard's nice. They stay around.
Howdy.
They actually talk to us.
Yes. They've called us lords.
No, no,
What?
please, we're not that.
We're not that fancy.
No.
Tablet here. Got my drink.
I was talking about, so I've had this theory, Shepard, the whole time. Every time that we boot up one of these streams, you have the option when you open a stage to at everyone to let them know that you're actually streaming or starting up a stage. And there's always like these two or three people where they will join like immediately as soon as the stage starts, and then they disconnect right after that. So I think I've figured it out. I think what's happening is that they get the alert that it's starting like that. They get the alert that it's starting, and then they click the alert. They get into the stage. And they're like, "Oh, I didn't want to be here in the stage," so then they just disconnect immediately. I
Yep.
think you're like one of the few people that purposefully clicks and joins.
Yeah. You stay. I'm very glad for this.
You listen to our random ramblings. I'm just fair, I guess.
Damn, that is a burn. No, come back.
Oh, thank you.
There it is. Well, I appreciate that. Because some people find my voice actually annoying.
I don't know if people find me annoying or not. I
I don't
hope
know,
not.
I've got one of those like monotone voices sometimes. So I guess
Your voice is very neutral. I will give you that.
I try.
Like, you don't have a super effeminate voice, but you also don't have a super masculine voice. You're just very neutral. You sound depressed?
That's interesting.
Do you just like kind of talk sort of monotone all the time or something? So I had a friend that was like that. Like, he could be super happy and excited about what he was doing, but his tone was constantly like this, and he talked super slow, and it just sounded like he was just sad all the time. It took me a while to be able to read him and go, okay, you're actually happy, you're not sad.
Is the stream working, by the way?
Yes, it is.
Oh, that makes sense.
Very nice.
Yeah, an asthma attack would not be preferable.
Yeah.
Oh, yikes.
Sure, you laugh sometimes. If I get laughing too hard, I wheeze.
I start coughing and gagging.
Oh no.
God.
Ace, what do you have? Why do you have that?
Because he's a little criminal.
He is. He went and stole one of the dog's treats.
Tiny criminal. Mm.
I mean, if that's the word you want to use, I would
Criminal.
say unique. He is a criminal. Committing crimes, eating dog treats.
A question for Casper. You were working on
Huh?
the same thing as last time, right?
Yep. This is the Acropluma that I'm working on.
Yes.
Today is line art day and probably
Woo.
colors.
So now you did a little bit of the line art last time.
I did the head.
Yes. Excuse me.
Yeah, they did.
Technically, all of our creatures are weird looking if you give it second thought. How many daggers did you throw at them?
Oh,
All
0
of them.
daggers. Okay, apparently my community manager threw all of them. You can blame her for any injuries.
I don't know what you're talking about.
She takes full responsibility. Hibernate Studios takes none.
Disclaimer, not our fault.
Yeah.
Disclaimer, mostly Eighth's fault.
Probably. Uh, yes. I like the way you think.
I'm to the making of this stream.
Absolutely.
All right. No problem. We'll be
Alrighty.
here, of course, for the next 2 hours.
Yes.
Woo!
I guess the cats got hungry enough because we're only feeding them like once or twice a day because they are fat. He said, I'm gonna take a dog treat. Skipper just lets him.
Say, how they doing with their diet?
Ace looks like he's starting to lose some weight.
Good.
So Oliver's gained a little bit, so he needs to lose just a smidge. But he's pretty much where he needs to be. Blackjack is Blackjack. He's losing weight because he's getting old.
Yeah.
Old man.
I think he's like
Old man cat.
almost 20 years old.
Oof.
Yeah,
Old man cat.
he's very old, man. Oh no! No.
Tell you what, I'm probably gonna take a nice nap after this.
Oh yeah.
Such a nice day today.
Is it kind of cold over there today?
It's starting to cool down, which is very nice. Because it's just been humid and very sticky the last few days, which is not really usual in my area of Cali.
Yeah, we were in the 60s this morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were in the 50s the other day, like way early in the morning.
Oh, yeah.
It's like 55. It was nice.
Today's just good napping weather.
Oh hell yeah.
Tomorrow I gotta go out to the zoo. I'm excited about that.
Yay.
And get to stare at people.
So, Shepard, to answer that question, I can only give you the official original submission. I can't tell you what it's made up of now.
Yeah, we gotta
Because we
save.
have our guessing games that we
yeah,
do.
we gotta save
and I
that
gotta
for
save
the
it
guessing
that.
game.
I can tell you what it used to be made of. But that won't really help you that much.
Yeah.
Although
What
I am
was
going to
this
go
no
look
longer?
back at where is it? God, people submitted so many creatures to get into this.
I mean, it's not that. Just things change to fit the What am I trying to say here, Perion?
They changed to fit like the design that we want for the creatures, the abilities that we want for them, things like that. Yeah, so like for example, I could just use Electrospino from last time. Electrospino's original submission from the person that submitted it, it technically has too many things fused with it, so we have to remove a couple things. And then from there, since we're not even like to designing that one yet, the things that are a part of it right now may not be the things that end up in the final design. No, I remember that idea, but yeah, we're not going to use that. We're not going to use that because we've already got some other stuff that kind of does the same thing. Yeah. It's the problem you run into when you're trying to make everything unique.
Mm-hmm.
I give credit to my creative team. They're really good at what they do.
But you have some good ideas too, Aparion, so don't discredit yourself.
Oh, I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
I'm usually the guy, though, that comes up with well, if you use the ability, like, what's the cost? Like, does it drain your health? Does it drain your food, etc.? That's my job. And then
Critical
I just get
thinking.
to, yeah, then I get to throw numbers at the programmers, and the programmers look at those numbers and go, that is not realistic. And then I get to go, yeah, just make up something. Like, what was it recently? I think it was, were we doing, no, we weren't doing health. We were doing, it was movement speed or something, and I just threw a number out there. They were like, "Do you
Whoa.
want the creature to like race across the continent, or do you want it to be like accurately fast?"
You. Got you.
No.
Beat boop math. Hi, Jay.
We do actually. We have a couple that do.
What? I think he meant to say hi. Oh.
He was talking about me thwarting
Oh,
their
so
plans.
talking to a Aparion. In a joking sense.
Yeah. Why does that keep opening in this stream? That's so weird.
Hmm?
I can so you can minimize like who the speakers and who's in the audience and stuff. I keep minimizing the speakers because like, I know it's just us. But for some reason it keeps on like enlarging it again and again. I don't know why.
Hmm.
It's like, pay attention to me.
Do you tab out and come back?
You know what? That might be it. Hold up.
There
Let
you
me
go.
tab over to another screen and then no. Okay, no,
No?
that didn't do it. I've got no
Hmm.
idea.
Well, there goes that idea.
Still learning things about stage.
This is a learning experience for all of us.
I mean, Shepard, if you want to, you can raise your hand and like actually ask us stuff.
Yeah, we don't bite
We just can't
much.
constantly have you up here. Yeah, no worries.
All good. No, we're not gonna ignore you. Too bad.
You're one of the few people that actually speaks to us in here. Bully a Perion for me, 8th? Really, Smokey? That's what you say?
Good.
Well, huh? Where'd you say that at?
General.
How dare. is going on there? How dare.
I wonder if Moonlight could make it in.
I think she said she had something to do today.
Dang it, Moon's always busy. She
I
never has
know.
time for me anymore.
You hear that, Moon? We're calling you out on stream.
She watches it back and then hears her name. Like, you know, sometimes you put on streams, like, just in the background, just, like, have something to listen to while you're doing something, and then she hears her name. It's like, whoa, wait a minute.
Whoa.
Pause, rewind, pause, rewind. Who's talking about me?
Who's talking smack? It me.
Fun fact, Moonlight used to be one of our modelers / animators.
Mm-hmm.
A list of abilities. I'm trying to think of if there's an easy way for me to get you all of that. Yeah, but they're there in name only. It doesn't really tell you what they do, and that's on purpose. Because sometimes creatures go through redesigns, and then the abilities that are on that document are no longer accurate. So, I mean, let's see. You got things that shoot spines. You've got things that launch encasings of claws or teeth. You've got uh, things launching spikes that explode. You've got fine powders. You've got mist. You've got pretty much anything you could ever think of.
Got things that shoot rock water.
Yeah, actually, there's one of those too. It's not a joke. That's actually real.
No, it's just the way that I could hear Jay saying it. To go off the same cadence that you had. That's what I'm giggling about.
Enemy rock water. When you want to pelt your enemies with rocks, you do it with like a high-powered rifle.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Nooks, that emoji that you're using is hilarious.
Oh, is Nooks in the stream? She is. I am oddly weirded out by the emoji for some reason. I don't know why.
Really?
Yeah,
That one weirds you out?
a little bit.
I like how that weirds you out of all things.
Right. It's like, you know, body horror? Perfectly fine. A frog with fingernails?
Is that my sleep paralysis demon? I was about to say, Smokey, what are you doing here? Go, shoot, be gone.
Get!
You're not supposed to be here.
Flee!
Go and get.
And that's not flee as in the creature. Flee as in F-L-E-E. Flee!
Make her into a flea and just hop away. Maybe I should DM Moon.
Oh?
Just randomly. I do that to her every once in a while.
Oh no.
Yeah, that also exists too, Shepard. I mean, like, maybe not exactly sex, but kind of, in a way. Oh yeah. Um, nope. You know what? I can't talk about it. Never mind. Nope. Oh gosh, the Uncle Iroh. Forgot about that one. Oh man.
That one's great.
Don't you have another one, Jay? I feel like you found another one that was just as funny. Oh, okay, never mind then.
Hmm?
He deleted all the others. So
Oh, sadness.
we only have Uncle Iroh, apparently.
That's okay. Oh, hi, Joe.
Moonlight.
Excuse me.
Also, if you hear awkward screaming, that's from the hummingbirds outside.
I don't think we can hear the
Scream?
hummingbirds.
They scream at each other, and then
There
try
it
to
is, yeah.
flap.
Hi. uh,
You have a few
Yeah.
different hummingbirds outside right now, and they're fighting over their little feed things. The things we put out for them that hang that I can't remember the words for 'em right
The
now. Little
bird
hummingbird feeders.
feeders.
Yeah,
There you go.
this is what happens when I'm tired. We ran out of coffee, so
Oh no.
it's also a bummer.
That is very sad.
Yeah. We tried doing our little coffee maker today, and then my aunt got sick from it, so I was like, okay, we're not doing that today.
Oh no.
No coffee. Not today.
Sounds like it needs to be cleaned? Question mark.
Yep.
Ah,
And I don't want to right now. So I will
fair
do
enough.
it later.
Procrastination says do it later.
Yeah.
Oh, like the ones that me and Perion have? These are from the, what are they called, Perion?
Wow, how come no one can remember what they're called except for me?
I don't know. Brain no do
Species
brain
showcases.
Yes, those.
See, not even Jay got it correct.
It was close though. Jay was close. The species
there's-
Yeah.
showcases.
I don't think that species showcase was put out yet.
Nope, Aperion is stalling.
Stalling for the next one.
Yeah. Aperion is very forgetful. But this is not an instance of being forgetful. This is an instance of Aperion trying to have a horde of good stuff to show.
I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh, there's.
I mean, you can.
There was a noise. Hello.
Huh?
So I think I heard what you were talking about just then, Cass.
Oh, the screaming birds, yeah.
Yeah.
They slap each other
Strange.
pretty hard, too.
Oh, do they?
Yeah. They're mean to each other.
Yeah. Hummingbirds are territorial. They're really mean.
Yeah.
Oof.
Before I moved out here with Jay, my parents had 2 hummingbird feeders, and there was this one female, and she decided that those 2 hummingbird feeders, both of them, were hers, and
Yep.
no one else was going to drink from them. So if any other hummingbird came along, they would chase after them.
Yep. That's exactly what's going on here. We have like one little plump one that keeps chasing off all the other ones.
I got
I've
that one
I've seen him
directly
a
from
few.
Cass.
Huh?
The the profile picture that I
Oh
put in the
yeah.
chat.
But yeah, like we have like this one little plump one that is just like raging on everybody, and what's funny is that like a few times I've caught it just flying into the wind chimes outside and freaking out because it goes to where it goes back to where like it wants to just kind of huddle up, and each and every time without fail, like I counted at least like 5 times today where it just banged into one of the wind chimes, and I'm like, are you,
Are you trying to fight the
my
wind
little
chimes?
guy? Yeah.
Like little dude, are you good?
You okay there? Do you need an adult?
Maybe it is an adult. Who knows?
Who knows? Sometimes even adults need adults.
Yeah, that is a fair point.
Yeah.
Okay, that's not the right color. Oopsie.
Alright. I was actually watching a few videos the other day about some pretty old products again. Some of it was like moon shoes and stuff, and I found out that moon shoes were apparently like they stopped producing them because I guess too many kids broke their ankles.
Ankle
Is
breakers,
what
yeah.
I was told about.
Uh-huh.
Like I never knew that. It's like I remember seeing commercials for that like during my childhood too. Like still kind of around. Close the window. I also found out about like these weird toys that you could like literally pull apart and then put like stick them back together. And they look pretty seamless. I forgot what they were called. I think it was like let me see.
Tangent time. Yes, welcome in. Before you ask, no,
I'll
you
have
are
to
not
look
too
it up
late.
later. But it was like this like plasticky thing that apparently the packaging smelled similar to like the Nesquik powder.
Oh, what?
Yeah, like the way that it was packaged, I guess like where like however it was like kept and put in, it just smelled like the Nesquik chocolate
That's like
stuff.
weirdly specific.
Uh
Yeah,
huh.
I mean that's what they said when they were opening it.
Exactly, Jay. Concern.
Been so long since like I've ever had like Nesquik powder, like you know the stuff that you
Honestly,
put in your
same.
milk.
Yeah. I know what
Because
you're
I
talking
forgot
about.
about it till like it was like mentioned in the video. Because I like to watch videos of like you know toys that used to be around like in the 80s or 90s, stuff like that. See if I recall seeing any of the stuff either from my parents or just in general in the stores. A lot of it's cool stuff.
Cass.
What's up?
Shepard wants to know how you draw feet like this. They've practiced for a week and they still can't get it right.
Um, so with feet, usually what I'll do, and here I'll just what I'll do is like it does take a lot of trial and error. I'm not perfect at it myself, but if we're doing a creature foot, I often kind of do it kind of like this way, where it's like a Dorito, where you have like this little like shark fin Dorito going on here, the little ankle points, and then usually you'll have like padding.
They're spicy now.
Yeah. And then you usually have kind of like four, like not three to four like squares, depending on how long you want it. And then you just kind of connect them together. for like each toe. And then each toe has padding, so you can do like almost like a little circle part underneath it where the line just kind of curves like this. So then kind of round it at the end too, like with the claw. And you can either make it long or short. And then you start just adding the details. You kind of make that middle toe a little bit higher than that one, a little bit longer too. Because sometimes they're not equal. And a lot of it is just the way I kind of like to teach myself when it comes to like making structures like this is breaking them apart into shapes. For example, this can be broken up into almost like a tier-like shape, while this can be broken up into like a long rectangle. And it's just breaking up like the muscles, the skeleton, and stuff like that into familiar shapes that can be easily broken down and repeated. And then you keep doing that over and over again.
And then they ask about, what about
Portrait or angled shots? So portrait and angle shots are kind of the same, but it's more like this sort of angled where you start off. It's like a rectangle that expands, so it goes forward, and you know you kind of gotta include that little bit of padding. So you just gotta like oval under it. You got the little ankle bits. And for each digit, so like if you're doing a front view, you have to keep in mind how many digits you have here. So like let's say we're doing 3. So here are 3 connecting points. And I like to divide up the different thing here. Kind of similar, you know, you make the squares. And this kind of helps you get an idea of like the space that you have with them. And you just connect these all together. And then in each of the centerpieces, that's where you will have your claws, which often they're more like teardrop triangles, like pyramids. And then you usually add that again with the padding. You can easily do that. You also want to keep in mind too each of the different ridges too. So it's like, you know, if you're building perspective, you know, different perspectives will look different, and it's best to like look at other animals too, because like sometimes like depending on like if their feet are like shorter, like cats, their front type of perspective is like a little bit weird. But yeah, so like usually in this sort of angle is the best start out is like generally something like this for like the top of the foot. For the bottom, it's usually the triangle whenever you're doing side. And if you're doing something more dynamic, you can combine the two and have it set up in that way once you understand what the side and then the front is like. You can just put them together as a 3D shape. And then you can tinker around with that in order to get the desired results. It takes a lot of trial and error. So like if you ever get frustrated, always take breaks and then, you know, come back to it. But something that I would do if you're trying to learn feet or even hands is take a picture, like something that you know have online as like a free reference that you can use. and just go over it. So, for example, if it's like a head or a body, go over it with like what you can break up shape wise. So, for example, this is the sort of process I would go through, like when it comes to faces. Just messing around with different shapes, and got to figure out, okay, so this would be where my nose is. This is where their sort of breathing hole is. This is where the head is, where the eyes are. You know, what shape works. And, you know, it doesn't have to be like consistent or correct, because, you know, you don't need to be perfect. Each artist has like a different way of drawing things, so.
Hey, Cass.
Yeah.
Could you do an example of a three-toed dragon-like foot?
Three-toed dragon-like foot. We're doing dragons. Just gonna do one that's kind of lifted.
Shepard, you can't stop me. I'm the boss here, so I can tell her to do whatever I want to. So we're getting the dragon foot.
Yeah, it's not a problem. Dragon foot time. Too bad Smokey's not here.
Oh god.
And Nook, you don't tell her that this happened. You keep this on the down low.
Apparently,
Gonna
this is being
see it at the
recorded. What are you talking
stream.
about?
Nooks, make sure Smokey does not see this recording. Or if she does, skip past this timestamp. We're like 37 minutes in, okay? Tell her to skip right around that area.
Yeah, and also just for Smokey here, let me just...
God.
There we go.
Ah,
Just for
censored.
Smokey. Yeah. Censored. Alright.
Censor bar.
Okay, now that you've gotten kind of that basic look downcast, can you break it down into those shapes that you were showing earlier?
Yep.
Exactly, Jay.
Oh, Shepard says that
Oh.
the angle that you put it at is actually the one that they're looking for.
Nice. Also, I'm just gonna do this in different colors so you can see it easier.
Oftentimes, redlining is probably better for shapes. Was just saying is all.
Beef.
What about Ace? Erf.
Cass is only working backwards because I'm forcing her to. This is not typically what she does.
I don't mind. I enjoy helping. Well, I like to teach people since I wasn't really helped much when I was first starting out, and I was just kind of told to look at references, not exactly, hey, pull this apart into shapes.
So there's a little fun tidbit for you guys. Cass is a little bit self-taught.
Oh yeah.
A little bit? You mean a lot?
Exactly.
Homegrown.
In Cass's case, it's not that she has too much pride to learn from others, it's that others didn't want to teach her.
Yep. That's something that you will find with a lot of artists. Not all of them do it, but there are a lot that just they don't want to teach other people, or they don't have the patience to, and they often want to keep their tricks and tips to themselves. With how I learn, I'm a very hands-on learner, so I kind of need somebody around to learn stuff with. So just different ways people learn.
Okay, I will be right back.
Right. Yeah, I know Jay is an artist as well, but she's not like uh digital or anything else. She makes jewelry and stuff. And I remember when she was first starting to do it, a lot of what she was doing, they would like guard their techniques and secrets.
Yep.
Like they do not want to tell anybody how they made their jewelry and whatnot. So she had to learn a lot of that by just looking at what somebody did and then trying to replicate it over and over and over and over again.
Yeah, that's essentially what I had to do.
Yeah. So I say that to say that, of course, artwork comes in many forms, and unfortunately that gatekeeping is a part of a lot of artistic communities.
Yep. Alright. I hope this is like easily broken apart. Does all this make sense?
It makes sense until I try it, Lamau.
That's a mood.
Yep. Another good thing you can do, Shepard, and I've just learned this, I'm of course not an artist, but something that I've learned through watching other artists learn and grow is, and I hate to say it because I hate this subject, but like actually either taking anatomy classes or getting anatomy books and looking at the breakdown and structure of bones and muscle and yeah.
I've returned.
It's the best part. Oh God.
Yeah.
No.
I usually look up skeletal structures and study a bit about the muscle connecting points and whatnot.
Oh well, then yeah,
Same.
that's right up your alley.
Yeah.
Well, then never mind.
The
Appreciate the choir.
the last thing I took was class about marine mammals, and they had a bunch of anatomy books, and I kept them. I was able to keep them, so I'm like, it's mine now. I'm gonna use it for artwork.
It's like me whenever I took my psychology course in college. I was just like, I'm just not gonna give this textbook back and just
Yeah, there's some books that I'll just give back, and I'm just like, bye. But other books, I'm just kind of like, yeah. Also, I'm
like
just
this
gonna
stuff.
put this here for you in the dev team streaming so you could save it.
There you go.
But yeah, a lot of my stuff was self-taught because like whenever I would go to friends who did artwork, either it was a very overcomplicated explanation or they would be like, just look at a reference, you can figure it out from there, and I'm just like staring at
Bruh.
the reference and I'm like, it's not working, and they're like, stare harder, and it's like, okay. Alright.
For reference for me, Nooks, my college that I went to was a community college, and they let you just pay like for half the price of the book up front, and then if you returned it by the end of the year, then they would not make you pay, the other half.
I wish my college did that.
But they also did like a quality check and stuff, so like, you can't have marked up the pages, torn any of them, any of that stuff. So
Yeah.
yeah. It's just a small community college.
Okay, so I do want to ask though. So, like, for those who are going to college, because like I'm going to college, is it common for like colleges like to sell like their own sort of like merch?
Yes.
I've never like I found it so weird. Like when I was first going to college, and I just see all these like little shirts and stuff with like the name of the college on them, and I'm just like, is this normal?
Yeah.
Even my tiny technical community college had merch.
Please buy our merch.
I mean, yeah, that is true, Shepard. They are technically a brand, so
I didn't even think about that.
yeah. Because I mean, them doing well kind of depends on their students, doing well. So
Oh yeah,
they kind of need to advertise where people came from.
yeah,
And some people are proud of where they went to college at.
yeah.
Hey, are you proud? Yeah.
That too.
I feel like, Cass, the Acropluma design that we've settled on, it's probably the most simple design that we have done recently.
Yeah,
So I
yeah,
feel like Lich
feels
isn't
it.
going to get too mad about this one.
So, Farion,
Yeah.
you started talking like that, and I was like, oh no, he's gonna ask her to change something big.
No, not at all.
Change
Sure what you're doing.
everything. I hate it.
That's what I
That
was
thing
thinking. I was
right
like,
there, get
All
rid
right,
of
your
it.
design, hate it. Change it all. No.
Change it now. Nearly done with it, throw it back out.
uh, they want to get a little zoom in on that face.
Okay, zoom in,
Zoom in.
zoom
Yes.
in, zoom in, zoomed in.
I like
Best
the
All right, I'm
eyeball.
done with the sarcasm. Here you go.
No, it stares into your soul. Yeah. It's supposed to
Good
be off.
time. Prolonged eye
Time.
contact. Man, both Burnham is great.
Yes.
I love the song he does that he just sings about burritos.
Yes.
Because it's like, man, that is me.
Yeah, it's because it's fused with a bug, Shepard. That's why it looks really weird.
Yeah, it has them anime girl eyes and only bugs can. I like how that's the one that gets you.
Tickled the
God.
funny bone.
Before I
Just
could even
right.
finish it. Anime girl.
Well, my cat's got the zoomies again. There he goes. Incoming ooh ooh. You forgot an extra eye at the end of kawaii.
Just cover it in eyes.
No.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Shepard asks, wouldn't the fur brush up against the plates, or is it coming out from under the plates?
What's up?
So Shepard asked, would the fur be brushing up against the plates, or would they be coming out from underneath them?
Think for this design, they were coming up from underneath, like the fur.
It's not even fur.
Oh wait, what wasn't? Is it?
It's technically kind of like a proto feather.
That's right. I'm tired. I wish I had my coffee, but the coffee maker is making everybody sick.
Quick, she needs Starbucks now.
Get the Starbucks. Anakin, get the Starbucks.
So you still got an hour and 9 minutes to go.
Uh-huh.
I do.
But its hands look like it's in pain. Same.
Me too.
Excuse me.
That was you.
It was, yes.
Sounded like something slamming or closing behind you.
No, it was me trying to conceal a burp. It came out as a hiccup. So technically, it slammed against the back of my sinuses.
Came out like a little explosion. Alright, didn't they come out with like a new generation of Furbies?
They did.
Yeah.
And they're just as terrifying as...
Oh
or
no.
more terrifying than previous generations.
Oh no. I mean, they look
They don't
like
look
little
as
owls
bad, yeah.
now.
Yeah.
It's just that, like, how many generations has Furby gone through now?
I don't remember, honestly.
Yeah, I know Tamagotchis haven't really changed much, and they've been making, like, collectible versions of those.
Furbies
What are
are
you
predatory.
laughing
Don't
at?
trust them. That's what
Huh?
Shepard says. He said, Furbies are predatory. Don't trust them.
Yeah, I still have, like, a really old one that's, like, somewhere that sometimes turns on without the batteries on and just screams.
Yes.
It's a good time! waking up at midnight, walking down the stairs. Your thing chattering at you at full speed. Great time.
At full speed.
Yeah. My grandmother loved it because I got mad that she kept putting it like near my room. I put it like down the stairs, and I was.
That's when you put it in her room.
How
How do you like me now?
do you like the Furby, Grandma? Is it good for you, Furby? It happened like a few years ago. She probably doesn't remember it.
I mean, probably not. Because let's face it, we're talking about your grandma here.
Grandmama, like the Furby.
I say that with reason, Shepard. I'm not gonna go into that on a stream.
Yeah, because they also want to watch the streams.
Mm-hmm.
You can still talk about that terrorizing her with a Furby, though. Crunk love Furby. Congrats. I still remember placing that thing like against a wall and it would just keep screaming at itself.
Oh dear.
What was it? It was like the 1998-esque Furbies, and it had like blue leopard print.
Oh, I remember those. I used to have some of those.
Yeah. It's like one of the rare ones.
Mm-hmm.
Awful. Apparently she put it in a garage
Oh no.
somewhere. And I'm just like, you know what, that's fair. Yeah. But she might have done it like after I kept putting it around the house. Because for a while of like my high school years, I was there, so
Yeah.
got terrorized by me and Furbies. Furbies are not the Furbies. Gosh, I
There are
drooled a little
5
bit on my
areas of
tablet there from doing that.
Well, you're not supposed to drool on yourself.
Whenever I do that Dobby voice, happens.
You just slobber everywhere.
Yeah. Because
Are
you
trying to be
gotta
Dobby?
get it like.
Are you trying to be Gollum?
I don't know. It's whatever one is like the weird one.
That would be Gollum.
Faster got the ring.
Yes, that's exactly.
Put the ring in the bathroom.
Oh dear. It's totally normal, totally hinged stream, Jay. It's fine. We have not become unhinged once.
I mean, look, if we want to move on from Furbies and Gollum, we could move on to like the old little nuclear reactors that kids used to be able to have access to. Little Timmy get to build a reactor, have fun radiation. Yeah, that was a thing.
Mm-hmm.
They had little mini like reactors that kids could play with.
Yep.
And those were discontinued. Same with like the chemical kits that like had poison and stuff in them.
Yep.
It was wild. It was like during like the most like unfiltered eras.
Mm-hmm.
Need to look it up.
I'm stealing that, Jay. Thank you.
I'll look this up real fast. When did the little nuclear reactor kit happen? Alright, world's most dangerous toy. It was the get out of here, Ad. The Gilbert
Get out of here, Ed.
238 Atomic Energy Lab. It was released in the 1950s.
Mm.
It was also $49. Came with 4 simple uranium-bearing ores. I'm probably gonna butcher these. Tunite, torbernite, uranite, and carnotite. I don't know. Along with a Geiger-Muller radiation counter and various other tools. So they had that. It was very interesting. 1950s.
How much did you say it was, Cass?
It was like 40 something dollars, near 50. I can grab an image for you to show. I love the artwork on it. It looks pretty good. Here we go. Yeah, put that in the chat.
Oh, so you sent it to me. Okay. But you sent it to me for a reason, so.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm recording. Can you have Paragon do that? Because I
You
don't
want me to do?
I'll post this in the chat for people to see what this kit was.
And Buck says Jay has a picture of it, or has had a picture of it at one point in time.
Jay had it?
No, not the kit. I said a picture.
Oh.
I'm not into that.
Jay holding on to that and being like, I'm going to make the real Freddy Freaker.
Wow. So this is what Cass is talking about for reference.
I love Freddy Freaker. Carbon 1902, Freddy Freak.
That's radical, man.
Radical.
Oh yeah, they also changed the name of sea monkeys now, for those who, don't know. They changed it to sea dragons. Or like water
They did
dragons or
not.
something. They did! Let me find it.
Monkey not
That's
cool
because
enough
water
anymore.
dragons already exists as a term for another creature.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, because I need to see. Is it still a thing? Okay, it is still a thing. Okay, I was like seeing it like listed as water dragons and stuff recently. I haven't seen like the actual like sea monkeys brand over here.
So it is still sea monkeys.
Yeah, they're still brine shrimp. Just called monkeys and dragons.
Grow your own brine shrimp.
Yay!
It's like having a pet rock.
Yeah, it is. I mean, like, it really is. I don't think.
Why did that kill y'all?
I remember that.
Because it tickles the funny bone just right.
Yeah, those living animals, just rocks. They're rocks. They don't move. They don't need to breathe. You just slap googly eyes on them. Perfect.
Oh dear.
Some of like my favorite ones though were trilobites. Not trilobites? No, not trilobites. The triops.
Let's say trilobites. Wow. You going back in time there, Cass?
Yeah, I'm going back in time there apparently.
She is.
This is what happened to Nico Davison Golem.
They're adorable and they're also kind of vicious.
I wonder
The
if they
triops.
crunch like a Dorito.
They probably would. Like I kept them a lot. There was like not a time where I didn't have triops other than like now.
They're softish.
They kind of reminded me of like freshwater horseshoe crabs,
Crib.
and I used to just like feed them all sorts of stuff. Just like, you are my little animals. Yay.
So they would crunch more like a tater tot. I guess.
I wanted to keep more of them. I needed to make a tank for them though, and all sorts of stuff.
Jason, is that a GIF or an image?
That's an image.
Yep. Alexander Clambell. From
Yeah.
Isn't that from the SpongeBob movie?
Yes, it is. They had like that and like several other things that were like it too. It was I think it was like from the first movie they had.
Yeah.
and like all of them like turned into like the
dried out versions, yeah.
yeah, until like water happened and it was like some dude in a scuba suit.
It was.
That movie felt like a fever dream.
Bigger boot.
Bigger boot.
It honestly, you're not wrong. It did feel like a fever dream.
Yeah. A lot of the shows from back then. Courage the Cowardly Dog. Ooh. Return the slab.
Mm-hmm.
That episode scared me as a child.
Yeah.
Awful episode.
It's actually funny you mentioned that because was it last stream we were talking about Courage the Cowardly Dog, Perion?
Yep.
Yep. Because I had mentioned the purple foot fungus.
Oh gosh. That show was just something else.
Mm-hmm.
I also remember Ed, Ed, and Eddie.
Yeah, it didn't.
You know what's a show that I've been wanting to rewatch?
What's that?
Jimmy Neutron.
Yes.
I wanna rewatch it for Carl.
If I can find where it is, we can watch it together one day.
We could.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be fun.
Ow.
Just look at the animations back then and now. I tried rewatching the first Ice Age movie and I was like, man, this CGI. It's like you can see where we've advanced.
Yeah.
Cyclops. That's what it was. Thank you, Jay. Just catching up with the chat there for a second.
You're good. Oh, welcome back.
Also, anyone in here watch Ghost Adventures?
Ghost of Goobers. That you watched the first episode. But
Which
nothing
season?
after.
The actual first season?
Oh.
Yeah. I've been watching their like recent thing. There was like one episode they were like, "There's a dinosaur shrieking." It's like how they would describe something. Dinosaur shrieking at me. It sounds like a Tyrannosaurus. I like to watch them with my friends every so often. We'll just like watch it just to make fun of it.
I guess question for you, Perion. Is there anything that I can play like a ghost, only to be seen when I want to
Several.
be seen?
They're all on the mammal line though, so you would have to play as a mammal.
Also, that's very interesting, Jay. Do that a lot to where they will just make up locations sometimes, or they get banned from locations.
True, yeah, because that's right. Some people, though, we get somewhere will release designs and then they'll go, I don't like that. I'm not going to play that then. I'm with you, though. I'm more like, as long as the abilities kind of suit like what I want to play like, it really doesn't matter what I look like.
Right. As long as you have fun with it.
Yeah.
Yep. Actually one of the big reasons why people avoid looking at Wake of Pandora is because they're like, it doesn't look like they're all dinosaurs, so therefore I don't like it. I just want pure dinosaurs.
That's too
I just
bad.
want the dinosaurs. I think it kind of helps us stand out, though.
Yep.
Because they're
Because
unique.
No.
everything is just so samey.
Yeah, we
At the
advertise it as
moment.
a hybrid creature survival game, and everybody thinks that we're like just dinosaurs. You know what's interesting though? I've noticed a branch starting to happen in the community where you've got those that are strictly they just want to play dinosaur games. And then you've got some that are getting tired of the just dinosaur genre and they're wanting to like branch off into like animal survival games or like alien survival games or creature survival games like us.
Yeah.
It's very refreshing to see, and I'm glad because for a while there, it was like if you were part of the dinosaur like survival game genre, everybody's like, or they used to be like, only dinosaurs, just this, nothing else can survive. So it's good to see that change happening. What did somebody show though? I'm trying to remember because there was At one point, somebody was talking in a YouTube creators Discord server, and they showed off one of our designs that we had made. And people's first comments about it, at least the ones that didn't like it, their first comments were, "Oh, well, it's not the dinosaur, and their designs are just too far off from what the creature originally is." And it's like, you do realize that when you say that, you're talking about a game where we openly say that the creatures are modified and that they are going to be mutated and stuff. So you can't really compare us to the stuff that's like realistic, quote unquote. I mean, sure, we do actually like, okay, our designs are somewhat out there, but a lot of our designs that we do, we like actually think of, okay, well, it's anatomy. Could it actually move like this and whatnot? So just the people that are out there that really don't like Wake of Pandora, it's just funny because they don't like it because it's not quote unquote accurate, but we've never, advertised that we are accurate.
Yeah, I remember that happening.
I'm really trying to remember what creature it was. I think it was I'm gonna have to look back in the
I
announcement.
think it was Hollowbeak. There was like Hollowbeak and a few other things.
No, they were actually fine with Hollowbeak. It was one of the tier ones that had been advertised recently, and they didn't like what it looked like. Let me scroll back.
Maybe it was Spiny Devil, I'm not sure.
Banehorn. Banehorn got advertised over there. It's funny, by the way, because if you're part of like any community servers, you can just kind of click on my name over here if you want to and just see which servers I share. I'm in a lot of servers, so I see a lot of what people say. And they saw the Banehorn and they were like, it just looks nothing like a dinosaur or anything else. And it was like, no, duh.
That's the point.
And the other part of it too is that our designs, they have set themes that go with them. So like Acropluma, like what Cass is designing right now, and Banehorn, like I just mentioned, they're going to have a little bit more weird out there designs because they are reticent creatures. Reticents and dreads look the least like their base genome, whereas inexorables and survivalists, those are going to look the most like their original counterparts. So like I always see people talk bad about like Banehorn or what's another dread that we've released, or Echo Tooth. But then they see Canetail and they go, "Oh, that's great! It looks. Oh, I would play this." And I'm just like, "Y'all just want to play the dinosaurs?" Is basically what you're saying. Banehorn is, if you go to announcements, scroll up to, let me get the date. It was after Echo Tooth. 7/13/23. It's also in the roster, at least it should be if I put it in there.
That one you did recently.
I did? Whew, okay, yeah.
Because we were waiting for the Ripplebeak, I believe.
Yeah. And Ripplebeak won't have a guessing game whenever I release it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, people didn't like that design.
Mm-hmm.
That one is... let me look back at the sheet to make sure I get the name right, because it's an extinct mammal, because it's on the mammalian line, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say Syntheticeras, but I don't think that's right. I think that's actually another creature that has that as its base.
No, you had it right.
Could. Is it Syntheticeras?
Yeah, because I'm looking right at it in the game master.
Yay! Arch's paleontology lessons are actually kicking in. Try to sign in.
Yes, Jay. The Pughorn.
Oh, sure.
Buggy Wuggy.
Yeah, and that's what kills me, Shepard, is that like the creatures that aren't supposed to be dinosaurs at all or don't have any dinosaur DNA in them, people don't like them because they're not that. It's like, well, no, duh, they're not the dinosaurs. They don't even have that in them.
I want the dinosaurs.
Dinosaur.
Well, I think really though, I'm just gonna say this just to put this out there, make sure everybody, doesn't get the wrong idea about this. Is I don't have a problem with people that don't like the concept of the game. That's fine. Everybody can have their own opinions. But what I do have a problem with is when people don't take the time to learn what something is about and just talk out of their butt, and then they just end up kind of looking sort of dumb. So like for example, the people that go, "Oh, I love that game, but I just don't like that dinosaur that's in it," and then they point to the Banehorn, and then the people that are actually fans of Wake of Pandora are like, that's not a dinosaur, that's a mammal actually. And they go,
No,
"Well, it looks nothing like
obviously-
a mammal, therefore it can't be one."
Well, that's
Obviously not.
One of the arguments that I saw too was it doesn't have any fur, therefore it's not a mammal. So I was saying, I can point to plenty of mammals that don't have fur, but okay.
Us.
there's hairless cats.
Yeah.
There's us.
Yeah, we are not mammal.
No,
Yeah, I think I saw an argument at one point where they were like, all right, well, wait a minute. Let me point you to the actual definition of what a mammal is.
not a mammal.
Not a mammal.
Not a mammal.
It doesn't have any fur, therefore not mammal.
It's a chicken.
You know what their argument is though for like whales and stuff? They're like, oh well, they technically have micro hairs or whatever. It's their argument for them being mammals or not.
I mean, they're not wrong, but at the same time, that is a very dumb argument.
Yeah, Sphinx cats too. Yep.
Yeah.
Naked mole rats. You know. I'm just glad though that we have people that do stick around and want to see this, turn into something, and aren't stuck in, well, things can only be dinosaurs, therefore nothing else can exist. I'm glad that we have the fans that we do.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't like the main argument that I always see is that they don't like the freedom in creation that it gives us. So like us being able to have the different designs or abilities or whatever, they don't like that. Which is funny because then I see the exact same people turn around and argue that the dinosaurs that are in dinosaur games are too repetitive and don't show enough unique qualities or ideas.
Yep.
So it's like, okay, well then how is that genre going to grow if you don't let people be creative with things? Yeah,
Because
like
people want things to be hyper realism, and then at the same time not be hyper realism, and then they don't know what they want.
yep. Yeah, Rex is a great example of it. It's like it must always be the big bruiser, and nothing ever changes about what it can and cannot do. It is the same from game to game to game because that's just what the community has come to expect. And if they see anything different, they shame it.
Hmm.
Yeah, so like sneaking around to get its kills rather than I walk into open field and roar, therefore everything will die. I imagine that's what you mean. Yeah. Which actually, funny enough, so I donated the money to put Rex into Path of Titans, and that's actually kind of the idea that myself and the other person that was helping me at the time, what we kind of wanted the Rex to be like was more of a rogue. not like, oh hey, yeah, I donated to put in the Tyrannosaurus Rex, to put in Deinonychus, to put in the Albertoceratops, to put in the Miragaia, and the Didelphodon. Those are all mine. Yeah, did that years ago. Oh no. I mean, I did dump like 10K into that game. Yeah. No, it's fine. Look, so I take it as that's just a part of my journey of getting to where I wanted to be at because I had been at a point where, Dondi has that famous stream that he put out at one point where he said, if you don't like my game, just go make your own. And that kind of, spurred people to start actually making their own like dinosaur games and stuff. So that was kind of my starting point too. And then, yep, Beasts of Bermuda, exactly. That moment. Uh, but that got me to kind of go in that direction. And then I was like, well, you know what? Maybe I don't want to like design my own game. Maybe I just want to support a game. So I went to Path of Titans and I supported that one. Donated all those creatures. I helped also fund a lot of the not crowd-funded, I don't know, but like group-funded creatures that are in the game too, like Iguanodon and stuff like that. The ones that were a part of like that group. I can't remember if I donated to Iguanodon specifically, but either way. Um, but yeah, we went to Path of Titans and like I donated and stuff, and then I just got this feeling like after I donated and like watching and seeing how everything happened after that. And then and this is not a shot at Jiggy or Matt or anything else, but just watching I guess the experience of someone who donated versus the individual who's actually making the game and getting to see that interaction and realizing this is not what is going to make me happy and what I want to actually do. So from there, I used my connections with Path of Titans to get a lot of people on board for Wake of Pandora that were originally modders over there. And then everything just kept going. I joined other gaming communities, met Casper on another gaming community's Discord. We became friends after a Fruit Loops milkshake. um, Here we are years later. She's the lead artist of Wake of Pandora. So yeah, so I donated a lot of money to Path of Titans, and it was just because at that point in my journey of where I wanted to go and what I wanted to do, I thought that that was what I wanted to do was support games like that. And then I found out, no, I don't want to do that. I want to actually make my own game. And
Exactly.
yeah, yeah. It's not done right necessarily. It's just the way you want it to be done and how things you think should play out. Because this game, obviously, very different from Path of Titans. Like, we're not going for anything they're doing. We're not like any of the other big three. But you just got to learn how to be different. How not to keep copying people.
Mm-hmm.
I still love it. It's just the Fruit Loop shake.
And then it was actually through Cass that I met a Perion.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is something about game making is that it's a lot of resources, a lot of time, and a lot of work.
We've been at it for like 3 years now.
Yep, 3 years.
Yeah. It's a learning experience for everyone, and it can be a lot of fun. It can be stressful at times, but I feel like it's a good experience.
As far as people are concerned, sometimes it's just about networking.
Mm-hmm.
What about people?
Well, Shepard was saying that they have the time, just not people and money.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there is also a lot of free stuff out there.
Mm-hmm. You just gotta know where to look. Again, that
Yep.
also falls into networking.
Who knows what and where.
Mm-hmm.
And also knowing your limitations is a big tip I can give people.
Yep.
Because you may think that you are the person that definitely needs to lead every aspect of your game, but I am going to tell you right now, you will fall short. And I speak from experience on that one. Because I have watched so many people that thought that they could do the entire job of game development by themselves, whereas they could have just gone to one or two other people to get X or Y done on their project, and it would have been so much better. And instead, the project just collapsed. Yeah, that is a good start. I would say too, make sure that you get down your game loop because that is a huge part of game development that a lot of developers just miss because they don't know how their game is supposed to progress and how it's supposed to end. They just constantly have, oh, well, this is supposed to go, 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 go.
Mm-hmm.
Then they make boring games. Good. So you have an overall concept, you have your game loop. Perfect. What are you going to change about it then if it's not going to stay the same? Well, that's how you build it, though. You're supposed to start simple, and then from there you build on it, and you can make it more complex. Yeah, it's good to be flexible like that. Just don't forget what your loop will be at its core. So you can add whatever else you want from there, but always have that simple game loop in mind. So are you talking about the roguelike loop, which is you spawn in, you get equipment, whatever it may be, you go through the game, and your end goal is either to you beat the game with the equipment that you randomly find throughout the game, or you die and have to start from the beginning. You talking about that kind of loop? Okay. Okay. Yeah, so that's literally just the roguelike game loop. Yeah. The extra parts that you're talking about, like the being able to keep perks or upgrades, that's technically the extra bits that are beyond your game loop. Your game loop, then, in its most simplistic form, is the player goes into the game, they're playing to upgrade themselves and try and, make themselves as good as possible to beat whether it be a boss, levels, whatever it is. Then at whatever point they have, they will die and start over at the beginning of the map. Doesn't necessarily mean like you lose perks or anything, but you start over once you die or complete the game, you're always brought back to the beginning. So that is your game loop in its most simplistic form. Exactly. So that would be like an additional thing that you add onto your game loop itself. Because from there, you go from game loop into your game design. So that part where you're talking about that you can take your previous life accomplishments and make the run easier, that's adding on to like the design of the game itself. Yeah, you're welcome. Because I come across a lot of people who want to be, lead developers or creative directors or anything else that may be in life. And when they get to the point where they're trying to hire more people on, and the individuals ask them, "What's your game loop?" They sit there and go, "My what?" And then they have to like work through like 20 minutes of what is my game loop. Opens and closes mouth. Exactly. Hey,
Yeah, yeah.
Shepard, have you started a game development document, a GDD?
What?
So, in game development, there is a document called the Game Development Document. All different developers have it in all different kinds of ways. Some people use one program versus another, but at the end of the day, all that it is just a document that explains what your game is. So it has like the game loop in it, it has the setting, any characters you want to be in there, the different design aspects of your game, etc., etc. Some people use like Google Slides, then they do like a presentation. Mine personally is in a Word document form, but you can really use whatever form you want. It's just a way to organize everything onto a sheet of paper, so if you needed to explain to someone else what's going on, then they can read it and actually figure it out. Okay, so let me ask you this then. If I were to just ask you, what is your game about or what you do in the game, etc., not without like giving me an answer, but just in your mind, do you have like most of that?
Excuse me.
Really pumped up music today, Cass.
Yeah, I'm using synthwave music. It's like my background.
Very
Okay, you've got an overall descriptor, so essentially then you know what's in your game. Then my recommendation is figure out, first of all, just whatever format you want to do it in, whether it be like slides, notes, Google Docs, whatever it may be. And then you can look up a lot of like professional game design document. Some of them they make public, and the ones that they do, it'll show you like the breakdown of how they wrote it, what's in it, etc. What the one that I actually used to create my game design document was the one for Resident Evil. Is they have that one for, I can't remember which Resident Evil game it is, but they have that publicly available, and it goes through like the breakdown of the entire game and lists it out. Yeah, here, hold on. Let me try and find it. And are you okay if I DM it to you directly so it's not necessarily in the chat? Okay. Find it. I think I've got it bookmarked, actually. Let me double check.
For mods watching this, Aparion asked permission first, so.
Yes, I did. So, Shepard can't get in trouble for DMing me, okay? Okay, let's see. I think I'm gonna have to find it. I thought I bookmarked it. Oh, no, I did. Excuse me, it was
You're
Silent Hill. It wasn't Resident Evil.
Oh, I would love to see that if you could toss that
Yeah,
my way
here.
too. I love
It's-
Silent Hill. The
It's
old games,
really
at least.
well put together. Like some game development documents, you look at them and then you go, well, I can tell that the original person that wrote this is the only one that knows how to read this. But this one is really well put together. It goes over like the preface of everything. It's got everything broken down into the game concept, mechanics, interface, art and video, sound and music, story, level overview, and market analysis and biography as well. But it's got everything in there. It's great.
You get one person that wants to see it as well.
Sure, then you know what? I'll just throw it in here. Let's see. All right, let's get you first. There you go, Custos. And then let me get Shepard. And Casper. There you go. That's a Silent Hill game development document. So if you ever want to
Yay.
design a game design document, then it is a lot. But think of it more in terms of you're just trying to get kind of the categories that they have. And when you look at that category, how much information can you put onto a Google Doc or sheet or whatever else it may be? And what can you tell people in that section? So, like, mine is broken down pretty much like the Silent Hill documentation that you have. And it's got pretty much the same exact categories. Mine has a couple of sections that are missing just because our game doesn't have the same stuff that Silent Hill does. But the overall concept is there. And that took me about a week to make it. And I say all of this to just try and help you out, to where if you look, I have ADHD too. I get it.
I would say probably about 90% of our team do.
Yeah. That's why it's like herding cats whenever I'm trying to get them to do things.
It's hurting
But-
tokays.
I say all of that because whenever you are trying to get people to join your team, if you have this document already, it saves you so much time, and you don't have to go and do, okay, everybody, we got a new member on our team. Let's have a dev meeting and go over the same information again to teach the new person about the game. So it helps. Even though sometimes the people that you give it to, they don't actually read it, and then they come to you later and you're like, well, I had that in the game design document. Did you not actually read it? So. Oh yeah, it's super convenient. It's a lot of work up front that you have to do, but it is totally worth it, in my opinion. And I'm so glad that my people that I consider more pros in the game development field that they taught me how to do it and showed me their stuff and whatnot. So I now pass that information on to you. You can do with it what you will. I bow back, my friends. Because I am of the opinion that in life, it's better to pass on information and help everyone else out than it is to keep it to yourself. And if you can learn from my mistakes so you don't have to make the same ones, even better. Shepard also says that the Acropluma is looking beautiful.
Thank you.
I agree.
Also, Casper, I can't help but notice, but you're kind of got a yellow theme going on with a lot of your skins lately.
Yeah, summer.
That's a fair point. It's not quite fall yet. Not until
Yeah,
the
so hot.
25th, I believe.
This cast does amazing work. My character's name will be Bumblebee. Didn't we have another skin that was like a Bumblebee?
I don't remember if we do or not.
I feel like we did. Hold on. Don't want to say anything though, because I could say something and then reveal information that's not supposed to be out yet. Creatures, skins. Nope, I'm going crazy. Never mind. We definitely do
kidding.
not.
Yeah, trust me, I thought we did it too.
I mean, like, we've got some that are close, but they're not exact.
Close but no cigar.
Yeah, like, I can see a couple that are kind of close. Actually, one of them that I can talk about is a Ripjaw skin. Do you want to see the Ripjaw skin? Sure. Let me see. Let me find an official version I can actually show you. Hey Jay, do you have let me see, the Ripjaw dragon skin in your social media format or no?
I'm redoing all this forever.
Okay. Then
I
I'm just
like
gonna
hearing Jay in the distance go, ah!
Nope, not that. Here, I'll be nice and actually show you all three patterns. This is done by our wonderful Master of None.
Yes, their eyes, they're staring at you.
Card skins 0. Ripjaw skins.
So I feel you guys on the tired scale. It's been a long week. Yes.
The dragon skin, pattern 1, 2, and 3. can't remember what Master of None based this one on.
I
I know one of them
couldn't tell
was a
you.
Dragon Moray, but
Mhm.
I can't remember what the others were. I think that one was just random,
It was.
the middle one. This one, though, is an actual creature, but I can't remember which one.
Which one?
Oh, that one? Yeah, that was a Dragon Moray.
Excuse me.
Yeah, go ahead. These used to be on our social media before we had to take them down, so they're technically public knowledge. Go right ahead. Hey, Eighth.
Hmm?
Did
Yes.
we get an answer on that live Q&A or no?
I don't believe we did. I have not seen any responses posted in where I'd ask people to post them.
You know what I'm thinking?
Hmm?
Thinking you need to create one of those polls instead.
True. I'll get on that after this, actually.
Yeah,
Well, I mean,
yeah, that's what I figured.
I
That a
figured
poll
some
is
of our
anonymous.
regular people that usually speak would have an opinion on it, but
See, but that's the problem, though, is that our regulars, they've already been to a lot of our live Q&As, so they already know everything.
true.
So, when did you join Shepherd? It was like a month ago? Maybe? I don't know, I can't remember. I'm horrible with time.
Time is not our friend.
Yeah, Kustos, I'm pretty sure that specific document did get made after the game was already finished and released, but that's because they went back and edited it. Like they had an original game design document and they didn't want to technically, release that. So they went back and changed it. Yeah, kind of like that. I think for the what was it? It was like the beginning section of it. That part is still the same from before the game was technically made. But like the rest of it is changed. Just from what I could gather, kind of like through reading through it while I was making my own game design document. Kind of the feeling that it gave me was that the beginning portion was the game designer putting down, well, this is what needs to be in the game, and these are all these different concepts. And then the other stuff kind of seemed like, well, this came about a little bit later and got added to it, which is the other thing about a game design document, too. You need to make sure that you have the mindset that your game design document can change and you can update it. Because that will happen. back to Q&A, though.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully we'll get responses on a poll or something.
Mm-hmm.
So we've been fortunate where a lot of our crowd that's in our Discord has been around for a long time. They don't really go anywhere. They stick around with us. So most of them already know everything there is to know about the game. The only thing that's new to them could be like if we put out a new creature or something.
So Shepard joined on the 30th of August.
Oh, wow. Yeah, literally right before September.
Alright, we have 2 minutes left.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Indeed. Time just goes zoop.
Yeah, Shepard, it's
Just like-
kind of like you've been here for a while. Even though you really haven't. No.
Oh no.
Oh no.
I mean, if you did miss anything too, this is being recorded. It will be uploaded by the end of the week.
Hey, Cass.
What's up?
While we're still on stream, I'm just going to say this so everybody knows. Let's finish Acropluma outside of stream, and next time we stream, we'll start on something else.
Sounds like a plan.
Alrighty.
Acropluma, Acropluma, Acropluma. Acropluma, Acropluma, Acropluma.
How long ago was that, Shepard? Yeah.
Ah.
Oh, okay.
My suspicions were correct then. Alright, it is 6 o'clock for Para and I, and 4 o'clock for Cass. Ugh. This is where I will end my stream.
Okay.